I'm Jeff Clyde. I love to travel and spend time with my family, seeing new places and things. And if I can fit in a little bit of fly fishing and watercoloring, I'm in heaven. I come from a family business. I'm fourth generation. Probably one of the fondest memories that I have is spending time with my father as he would take me out on the projects. And that's when I started to feel the love for the construction industry. And my mother was pretty adamant that I shouldn't go into the business because it was a hard life, the heavy highway construction, always out of town, long hours. But I always kind of fell back to what I had the passion for.
I always tell people, if you cut Jeff open, he'll bleed dirt. It's his passion, it's his love. He loves being out on the job.
I can remember going up with my father on the church office building in the ZCMI Center. I saw them demolish the old ZCMI smokestacks. It was those types of projects that it's like, wow, this is cool stuff. This is where I want to be.
Jeff and I met on a blind date.
We were introduced by my best friend.
I think Jeff knew much earlier on than I did. He just kept sending me dozens of roses to work. When those would die, another dozen roses would show up. A friend finally said to me, gosh, it'd be terrible to be married to someone like this that's so kind. And I had to stop and think.
I had 3 children, and all 3 of them fell in love with Cheryl. We got married in 1990 and just bonded as a complete family.
It has just been a marvelous experience, melting our life together and bringing together our values. We grew up in very similar valued homes, and so we were an easy blend.
Well, I actually had started working for the company right after high school in the summers. Went out working for my father. Actually started as a flag person, worked as a laborer on pipe crews, grade setting, and started to learn some basic skills after I had started school. It was 1983. I came back for the summer and worked on the Thistle mudslide.
It's moving something like 1 to 2 feet an hour.
It's just far bigger than you can realize from any reports or pictures that you get.
They were getting so much water coming down the mountain, they wanted to make sure the channel stayed open to handle the flow. My job that night was to ensure that the river was not washing out behind us, leaving us high and dry, stranded in the river. It was a great experience, big projects, big earth moving, which I loved. Some of my milestone projects included Highway 189 right here in Provo Canyon, the Highway 40 relocation for the Jordanelle Dam to be constructed and the Jordanelle Reservoir to be installed. One of the big highlights was the opportunity to go in and work on the Winter Olympics, the mountain venues. That was a wonderful experience. We were actually prepared. If you remember, they were worried about having snow. They had WW Clyde on standby, ready to go to the high Uinta Mountains, load snow into end dumps, and haul it into the venues.
I'm hoping Jeff has remembered for how he was fair to people, how he did honor his word in whatever was said. And that's just part of him. That's just who he is.
My great-grandfather and the values he passed down, I base all my decisions on a lot of those values. Our word is our bond. Always give a full measure, and we value people. Without people, we wouldn't be able to do what we do as a company.
I think one of the gifts that Jeff has is that he can see the forest and the trees. He could see that a small decision today, how it was going to impact the company 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, and say, this will lead to a problem, or this could be a very good thing.
We had to be willing to evaluate, look at where the industry was going, adapt those changes early on. That's where we went with the 3D modeling, this new technology of performance survey. We were able to obtain the first proposal by the Utah Department of Transportation for what we call an IDC project, where the actual 3D model is the contract. And we were able to accomplish that because we were out in front on the technology that was being utilized at the time and adopted it early on. I look at their Ryberg Award, and it's those individuals who have exemplified the AGC's model of skill, integrity, responsibility in their careers and have gone above and beyond to improve and better our industry. To be recognized as part of that group, I'm very honored. As I read about Eric W. Ryberg, he was a devoted family man. He spent his time making friends and serving others, representing both civic and professional organizations on how to improve the industry, his community. As I look back on my career, I had the opportunity to spend time with other associations where we were invited to come and talk about how we do things here in Utah. We are looked upon by the other 49 states. We're setting an example for them. I think if Eric W. Ryberg was here today, he would be amazed at what we have done as an association, and we can be proud of that.